do unto others as others do unto you, or treat others the way you yourself want to be treated. These are concepts that are as old as some of our most ancient civilizations. The idea predates Christianity. It probably predates Judaism. I think it goes as far back as ancient Sumeria. It goes back as old as time because there's something that we know about each other. It seems to be engraved somewhere in our spirit that we know that we are a social being. We know that we are a social creature, and that when we collaborate and when we work together, that's when we're our most successful. And when we treat others with the same expectation that we expect towards ourselves, and when we treat other people well and with respect and dignity, that's when you bring out the best in others. You know, there are people in our lives, people that we know and that we work with that are just toxic. People that just sort of have this aura about themselves of negativity, as if there's this dark cloud that's hanging over top of their heads. And there's people that we try to avoid because there just seems to be this air of negativity and nastiness around them, and they don't treat other people very well, and they're not friendly. And we know people in our life that are that way. Some people are just naturally not so very social, and there's people that naturally just don't like other people. But I would say deep down, it's not that they don't like other people. It's that somewhere deep down, psychologically, somewhere in their past, they've been mistreated by other people, whether in reality or in perception. Maybe it was something in their childhood. Maybe it was something in their family. Whatever the reason, somewhere deep down, it's made them try to turn away from other people as a way to protect themselves, as a way to prevent themselves from getting hurt. It's natural to recoil. It's like an animal that's been abused over and over and over again, and eventually they get out of that situation somehow by miracle, and they meet some kind person. And this person tries to reach out and hand them something, and it's that dog's natural instinct to recoil, to flinch, to cower, to run away. Not because the person standing in front of them is of any danger, or because the person in front of them is being mean or going to hurt them in any way, but because past experience has shown over and over again to this dog that people are not good. And I think it's the same way in people too. When people say they don't like people, it's not true. It really isn't true. There's something that's been built up inside of them that they've grown into, where they've grown a distaste for other people because the building blocks that make up their life has shown that other people have not been the best in their own lives, because there's plenty of good people out there. There's plenty of goodness in the world. And it's true that while we should treat other people the way that we want to be treated, we should also be treating ourselves to that same standard. We should be treating ourselves well also. And there's a great many of us that are treating other people better than they treat themselves. You know, I think of my daughter who, she is 8, and I want her to have a healthy lifestyle. I want her to be active. I want her to eat well. I want her to put good things in her body. I want her to have her vitamins and get her nutrients. And I want her to have her vegetables and her fruit. And I want her to put all these good things in her body. And for myself, I can barely remember to take my vitamin in the morning. And I don't put a lot of good things in my body. I'm not eating the fruits and vegetables that I should. A lot of times she's eating better than myself, and I know that that's sort of setting her up to probably having some unhealthy habits when she gets older from seeing me do those things. So the negative effect of how I'm treating myself could inadvertently play a part in her own life. You see, when you're not letting your light shine through, your individual light that makes you a special person and the spark that we all have, when we don't hold ourselves accountable and we don't take care of ourselves and we're not good to ourselves, then that will affect and spread into other people's lives. Inadvertently, not with any intention to do harm. It's just the way we are. And why is it that people don't treat themselves as well as they treat other people? You know, you have some kid in your life that perhaps you care about. Maybe it's biological, maybe it's your own kid, maybe it's your girlfriend or your boyfriend's kid, or maybe it's a teacher and they have some kids that they care about, or maybe it's whatever, maybe it's a friend's kid that you've grown up with, maybe it's your niece or your nephew, whoever it is. There's some kid in your life that you probably care about, and you have high expectations for that kid. You want the best for them, you want them to be successful, you want them to do good. You have all of these thoughts in your mind and how you want this kid to be set up for all of this success and to be happy and to do well. And so many of us, we don't put that back on ourselves as well. Like, why don't we want success as badly for us? Why don't we want all of the good nutrient foods and healthy foods? Why don't we want them as badly for ourselves? Every day you want this kid to take their vitamins. Why are we not taking the vitamins ourselves? There's a double standard where we are thinking so much towards other people and the people that we care about, and we want all the people that we love to do well and to be right and to be happy, and we're not putting, some of us, maybe some of you are, but a lot of us aren't putting in that same effort towards ourselves to strive to be happy, to eat healthy things, to exercise and to take care of our bodies, to make goals, whatever they are. If they're big, fat, stinking goals, to break them down into these small, micro, manageable chunks so you can see so you can see yourself getting to each particular stage and winning again and again and again, because you're breaking it down into these small, manageable chunks. Because sometimes that big gaping hole between where you are and where you want to be seems so far and so wide and so impossible to achieve that a lot of times it makes us bitter and it burns us out, and that little spark, that little candle starts to waver, and eventually we just sort of burn out. Well, because we're not breaking our goals and our dreams and our wishes into small, manageable chunks. Instead of thinking about where you're wanting to be 5 days from now, or 5 years from now, or 5 months from now, or whatever, you say, what do I need to do today to work towards my goal? What is it that I can do on this day? What do I need to do by this time? Breaking things down into small, manageable chunks. And I'm guilty of that as much as anybody else. But the truth is that we are not treating, a lot of us, ourselves as well as we are treating other people. Even perfect strangers. You're giving a lot of people the benefit of the doubt. You know that everybody has their story, everybody has their thing going on in their lives, everybody has something going on, and you recognize that, and you know that people will folly and falter and waver, and you know something's going on in their lives, and you give people the benefit of the doubt all the time. So I'm just saying, give yourself the benefit of the doubt. Let yourself know that sometimes you waver, sometimes you falter, sometimes you don't make the mark, sometimes you don't reach your goal. So you're a heck of a lot harder on yourself than you are on towards other people. And I'm just saying, give yourself a break sometimes and be good to yourself. You yourself are the only person that you will ever be able to control. You won't be able to control people, places, or things but yourself. Now, yourself, that is something that you have full control over. Maybe more so than you recognize. So let's set yourself up for success as well, because you are worth it.